Good morning to everyone. Yesterday in shul between Mincha and Ma'ariv I spoke, and then after I spoke, someone told me that there was a big fight in the shul a few years ago over the following issue. Should the Chazzan say Amen after the three parts of Birkat Kohanim? And I didn't understand why there was a big fight about it to this moment, but I thought I'd explain it because a few people asked me about it after they heard it. Everyone agrees that the Chazan should not say Amen to the Birkat HaMitzvah of the Kohanim, namely when they say Asher Kedishanu B'Kedushato Shel Aharon V'Tzivanu Levarechet Amo Yisrael Be'ahava. That's a Birkat HaMitzvah. There's no obligation to say Amen to someone else's bracha unless you want to yourself fulfill your obligation, since we're not obligated to bless. Therefore, there's no reason to answer Amen, and it might even be a hefsek, it might be an interruption in davening for the Chazan. And therefore, the congregation says Amen, but not the Chazan. Everyone agrees. However, after they say the three stanzas, there may be a reason to say Amen, because just like the Kohanim have an obligation to bless, we have an obligation, according to some achronim, to be blessed. And the only way you can be blessed is to say Amen, namely to accept the bracha that the Kohanim give you. Explains the Mishnah Brura that we are in a quandary, a catch-22. On the one hand, you should say Amen because there may be an obligation to be blessed, but on the other hand, it may mix you up. It may mix you up because you'll say Amen, and then you won't be able to say Ya'er, or just say Amen. You won't be able to say Yisa. And since the Chazan has to call out to the Kohanim each word of the Birkat Kohanim, it may mix him up. Thus says the Mishnah Brura, if you're not going to get mixed up because a sitter's in front of you, then you should say Amen. But if it will get you mixed up, you shouldn't say Amen. So that's the source of the big fight, namely, not should you say Amen or not. Is it a hefsek? Everyone agrees it's not, because after all, it's not in Chazarata shots by mistake. It's not like Chazal wanted to mix us up on purpose. It's there on purpose. It's not a hefsek, just like it's not a hefsek to blow shofar in the middle of the Chazarat Hashatz. The question is very realistic. Will the Chazan get mixed up or not? Therefore, what I advise is to say Amen if you won't get mixed up, but not out loud. Not to say Amen, because what happens then is people will get mixed up. People indeed won't understand why is the Chazan saying Amen. In certain places they don't, in certain places they do. The Chazan should say Amen together with everyone else if he doesn't get mixed up. So to sum up, there may be an obligation to be blessed by the Kohanim. If so, you should say Amen. As a Chazan, there's no problem of hefsek. The only problem is, will you get mixed up? If you have a sitter in front of you and you won't get mixed up, I think it's a good idea to say Amen, albeit with everyone else. Have a wonderful day.